Good morning, students. This is Seema Gaur from Srimati LP Savani Vidya Bhavan. And today we are going to start our new chapter in Social Science, chapter number 6, Effects of the British Rule in India. Before starting the chapter, let us have a quick recap about two lessons which we have learned in history. That is a chapter number 1, the arrival of Europeans in India, in which we have learned how the Europeans found the new sea route to India as they were interested in trading with India, and the products of India were worldwide famous and in demand. In the 4th chapter, we have learned the expansion of British rule in India by introducing the subsidiary alliance policy, annexation policy and divide and rule policy, how the Britishers annexed the different kingdoms of India. In this chapter, we are going to learn what were the effects of the British rule in India. After getting rule of India, many new reforms were introduced by the Britishers. As we have learned, they introduced new postal system in India, they introduced the railway line in India, and Dalhousie passed a law to ban the child marriages, and he advocated the widow remarriages. He also established English universities in Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. All of these things were done actually for the Britishers, but all the reforms were made for the easy administration of the British rule in India. But the people were dissatisfied with the British rule. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the effects of the British rule in India. So now let's start. Aruna was reading the newspaper in the morning while her daughter Purva was sitting beside her and doing her homework. Aruna read loudly, "Revolution in Libya." Hearing this, Purva asked, "Why do people revolt?" Aruna answered, "When the needs of people are not satisfied and people face economic crisis, they revolt. In our country also, during the British rule, the condition of the people was very bad and resulted in a revolt. Let me tell you about the life of the Indians at that time." Dear children, revolution means a forcible overthrow of a government or social order in favor of new system. So, Aruna was reading Revolution in Libya. Libya is a name of a place. So, she read out that there was a revolution in Libya. So, Purva asked the question, why the people revolt? Revolt means to take a violent action against the government or ruler. So, her sister started explaining her that how the people during the British rule started revolting against the Britishers. India was economically prosperous till the 18th century. The anarchy that followed the death of Aurangzeb too could not weaken it. It has been admitted by historians across the world that the industries, production, techniques and the organization of trade in India were unmatched at that time. The same country, India, became poor and bankrupt during the nearly 200 years of the British rule. It became the country that supplied raw material to the factories in England and offered a large market for the finished products of the factories in England. As we have learned in the first chapter, India was very prosperous. okay, before the arrivals of European. Even after the death of Aurangzeb, our country was prosperous. The death of Aurangzeb did not affect the economy of India. And the historians, they admitted that across the world, the production and industries and techniques of the Indians were unmatched. There were no products like Indian products anywhere in the world. And the same country became poor and bankrupt during the nearly 200 years of the British rule. So when the Britishers came to India, they made Indian people poor. The economy of India fell down. And India became just a country who was supplying a raw material to the factories of England. So after the Britishers came to India, they started taking the raw material from Indians and they used to make the finished goods in England, and as the products of Indian were very much in demand, the factories of England produced the finished products, okay, and that were very much in demand in the market. So India became the country which was just supplying the raw material to the factories in England. Conditions of peasants and agriculture during the British rule. The British got a new opportunity to increase their income after the acquisition of the Diwani rights, that is the rights to collect land revenue of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. They started exploiting peasants to earn more revenue, and as a result the peasants became poorer. Many times the peasants had to sell their jewelry to pay the revenue. A large number of peasants had to borrow money from the moneylenders and consequently fell into a debt trap. Farmers lost their land and agriculture suffered in many regions of India. Moreover, Bengal witnessed a terrible famine in the year 1770 CE, in which lakhs of people died of starvation. After the Britishers got the right to collect the revenue from Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, they started exploiting peasants. Now, exploiting means they started taking advantage, which is unfair, to the peasants, that are farmers. They started demanding for more taxes, that is the land tax, which is known as revenue. And so the peasants, they became poorer. For paying the taxes, peasants had to sell their jewelry, or they were borrowing the money from the moneylenders. Now these moneylenders, they gave the money at high interest. And so in this way, the farmers of India, they fell into a debt trap. Debt trap is a trap in which once they take money from the moneylenders, the interest is so high that they are not able to pay the interest. And so many farmers, they lost their land, and the agriculture in India has to suffer in many regions of India. And over it, Bengal witnessed a terrible famine. In the last chapter, we have learned what is famine. Famine means there was a scanty or no rainfall for 2 to 3 years, and there was a shortage of food and water arose in Bengal in the year 1770 CE. And so in which lakhs of people died of starvation. Starvation means shortage of food. Okay. So many people in Bengal died in 1770 CE because of famine. Governor General Lord Cornwallis enforced Permanent Settlement Act in order to collect revenue. As per this act, the company fixed the revenue on an annual basis. The zamindars, that are the landlords, were given the permanent rights of land and revenue collection. This is how a class of landlords loyal to the company was created. This act also ensured the income of the company. Against this, the peasants who worked hard in the hot sun to cultivate the land and grow crops were exploited. After the famine, and many people died in Bengal, this Governor General Lord Cornwallis, he introduced a new Permanent Settlement Act so that he can collect the revenue from the people still after the famine, when the farmer had already become poor. As per this act, a company had fixed the revenue on the annual basis, means the farmer has to pay only yearly. They appointed the zamindars, the landlords, to collect the tax from the farmers, and zamindars have to pay only annually to the Britishers. So in this way, they create a new class in the society. Means one group of people, that is the landlord group, who became loyal. They became honest towards the company. And it also ensured, means make sure that the company's income is fixed from the farmers. Now against this, the peasants who were working hard in the field for growing the land, for cultivating the land and growing crops, they were exploited. The advantage was taken from the farmers. They had to work hard in the field, and they were only getting very less pay because the land already were given away to the landlords, as they were into the debt trap, because they have to pay lot of interest for the money which they have taken from the landlords for paying the revenue. So now the peasants, the farmers who were working hard in the hot sun, their advantage was taken. Here is the picture of the impoverished peasants. Impoverished peasants means the farmers which were made poor. Okay, they are sitting idle because of no work, and because of famine they had no work. And the picture of Lord Cornwallis, who introduced the policy of Permanent Settlement Act and made landlords responsible to collect the revenue from the farmers. Now we will see the effects of social life. The effects on social life of the people during the British rule. Warren Hastings, the person who was given the job of collecting revenue, was known as a collector. He also performed the function of a judge. The British system of administration destroyed our ancient system of self-rule. In the ancient times, every village was like a small republic. Gram Panchayats handled the administration of the entire village. These panchayats were like the backbone of the self-rule in our country. These institutions of local self-rule stood their ground even during the times of foreign invasions and the Sultanate period, but were destroyed during the administrative policies of the British. Here, the Warren Hastings, actually he was the person who was collecting the revenue. So he was known as collector. But he also performed like a judge, means giving judgment to the people, right? If anybody has problem, they used to go to Warren Hastings and get their judgment. So now, this kind of system of Britishers, that destroyed our olden times of self-rule. Because in olden times, every village was like a small republic. There were Gram Panchayats in all the villages, which used to take care of the administrative part. These panchayats were like the backbone. You know, backbone, the importance of backbone in our body. If the backbone is not proper, then we cannot sit properly. Our body posture will not be proper. So these panchayats, which were like backbone of our self-rule in our country, that got disturbed because of the British interference in the administrative system. So now these institutions of local self-rule stood their ground when during the times of foreign invasions also, when the Sultanate period was there and when the other European countries came, that time also this system, that is the administrative system, gram panchayats and all, that were in a proper condition. Nobody put their head into the administration, but they were destroyed because of the administrative policy of the Britishers. The policy of social reforms by the company made people feel insecure and suspicious. They felt that the government was trying to convert them to Christianity and destroy the Indian culture and religion forever. People believed that the Indian social system was deliberately undermined in the railways and military. An order was passed in Agra that every Indian had to salute the British. If it was not done, it was considered a crime and was liable for punishment. As a result, there was a widespread sentiment of anger and hatred for the British among the Indians. We have learned that the Britishers made the new social reforms. Okay, the company, the Dalhousie, in the last chapter of the history we have learned that he banned the child marriages, okay, and he advocated the widow remarriage. So the people were feeling insecure and suspicious, means they were doubtful that what this company is trying to do. They felt that the government, that is the British government, was trying to convert them into Christianity and they want to destroy the Indian culture and the religion forever. People also believed that their social system was intentionally, they were doing like they were trying to spoil the Indian social system in the railways and military. You know, in the railways and military there were no separate seats for the Shudras and the Brahmins. You know, our Indian people, they were having the olden types of thinking, like orthodox people they were. There were untouchables and the Brahmins difference in the society. So in the railways and military of the Britishers, all were one. Everyone can travel in the railways, and in military also everyone can take a part. So the people of Indian thought that their social system was made intentionally reduced, means they were trying to spoil the social system of the Indian people. Moreover, one order was passed in Agra that all the Indians had to British, if they see, suppose they see a British on the road, the Indian has to salute the British, and if they are not doing, it was considered to be crime and they were being punished. If they are not doing, means they will be punished. And so this news was very fastly spread in the whole of India, and so the people were having the feeling of anger and hatred for the Britishers. Okay, so all these things affected the people, the social reforms and like their interference in the administration, all these things made the people angry towards the company.